Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 3, Book 34, number 368. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. Allah's apostle forbade the selling of the goods of a desert dweller by a town person. Volume 3, Book 34, number 369. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "A buyer should not urge a seller to restore a purchase so as to buy it himself, and do not practice najish. And a town dweller should not sell goods of a desert dweller." Volume 3, Book 34, number 370. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. We were forbidden that a town dweller should sell goods of a desert dweller. Volume 3, Book 34, number 371. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet forbade the meeting of caravans on the way and the selling of goods by an inhabitant of the town on behalf of a desert dweller. Volume 3, Book 34, number 372. Narrated by Tawus. I asked Ibn Abbas, what is the meaning of, "No town dweller should sell, or buy, for a desert dweller"? Ibn Abbas said, it means he should not become his broker. Volume 3, Book 34, number 373. Narrated by Abdullah. Whoever buys an animal which has been kept unmilked for a long time, could return it, but has to pay a sa of dates along with it. And the Prophet forbade meeting the owners of goods on the way away from the market. Volume 3, Book 34, number 374. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. Allah's apostle said, "You should not try to cancel the purchases of one another, to get a benefit thereof. And do not go ahead to meet the caravan, for buying the goods, but wait, till it reaches the market." Volume 3, Book 34, number 375. Narrated by Abdullah. We used to go ahead to meet the caravan and used to buy foodstuff from them. The Prophet forbade us to sell it till it was carried to the market. Volume 3, Book 34, number 376. Narrated by Abdullah. Some people used to buy foodstuff at the head of the market and used to sell it on the spot. Allah's apostle forbade them to sell it till they brought it to the places. Volume 3, Book 34, number 377. Narrated by Urwa. Aisha said, Buraira came to me and said, I have agreed with my masters to pay them 9 uqiyas of gold, in installments, 1 uqiya per year. Please help me. I said, I am ready to pay the whole amount now provided your masters agree that your wallah will be for me. So, Buraira went to her masters and told them about that offer, but they refused to accept it. She returned, and at that time, Allah's apostle was sitting, present. Buraira said, I told them of the offer but they did not accept it and insisted on having the wallah. The Prophet heard that. Aisha narrated the whole story to the Prophet. He said to her, buy her and stipulate that her wallah would be yours as the wallah is for the manumitted. Aisha did so. Then Allah's apostle stood up in front of the people, and after glorifying Allah he said, Amma Badu, i.e. then after. What about the people who impose conditions which are not in Allah's book, laws? Any condition that is not in Allah's book, laws, is invalid even if they were 100 conditions, for Allah's decisions are the right ones and His conditions are the strong ones, firmer, and the wallah will be for the manumitted. Volume 3, Book 34, number 378. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. Aisha, mother of the faithful believers, wanted to buy a slave girl and manumit her, but her masters said that they would sell her only on the condition that her wallah would be for them. Aisha told Allah's apostle of that. He said, what they stipulate should not hinder you from buying her, as the wallah is for the manumitted. Volume 3, Book 34, number 379. Narrated by Ibn Umar. The Prophet said, "The selling of wheat for wheat is riba, usury, except if it is handed from hand to hand and equal in amount. Similarly, the selling of barley for barley is riba except if it is from hand to hand and equal in amount, and dates for dates is usury except if it is from hand to hand and equal in amount." See Riba Fadl in the Glossary. Volume 3, Book 34, number 380. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's Apostle forbade muzabana, and muzabana is the selling of fresh dates for dried old dates by measure, and the selling of fresh grapes for dried grapes by measure. Volume 3, Book 34, number 381. Narrated by Ibn Umar. The Prophet forbade muzabana, and muzabana is the selling of fresh fruit, without measuring it, for something by measure on the basis that if that thing turns to be more than the fruit, the increase would be for the seller of the fruit, and if it turns to be less, that would be of his lot. Narrated Ibn Umar from Zayd bin Thabit that the Prophet allowed the selling of the fruits on the trees after estimation, when they are ripe. Volume 3, Book 34, number 382. Narrated by Ibn Shihab. That Malik bin Aus said, "I was in need of change for 100 dinars. Talha bin Ubaydullah called me and we discussed the matter, and he agreed to change my dinars. He took the gold pieces in his hands and fidgeted with them, and then said, 'Wait till my storekeeper comes from the forest.' Umar was listening to that and said, 'By Allah, you should not separate from Talha till you get the money from him,' for Allah's Apostle said, 'The selling of gold for gold is riba, usury, except if the exchange is from hand to hand and equal in amount, and similarly, the selling of wheat for wheat is riba, usury, unless it is from hand to hand and equal in amount, and the selling of barley for barley is usury unless it is from hand to hand and equal in amount, and dates for dates is usury unless it is from hand to hand and equal in amount.' Volume 3, Book 34, number 383. Narrated by Abu Bakr. Allah's Apostle said, "Don't sell gold for gold unless equal in weight, nor silver for silver unless equal in weight, but you could sell gold for silver or silver for gold as you like." Volume 3, Book 34, number 384. Narrated by Abu Sa'id. Concerning exchange, that he heard Allah's Apostle saying, "Do not sell gold for gold unless equal in weight, and do not sell silver unless equal in weight." Volume 3, Book 34, number 385. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Allah's Apostle said, "Do not sell gold for gold unless equivalent in weight, and do not sell less amount for greater amount or vice versa, and do not sell silver for silver unless equivalent in weight, and do not sell less amount for greater amount or vice versa, and do not sell gold or silver that is not present at the moment of exchange for gold or silver that is present."